What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan from the Flock Rundown here with Noah from For the Flock. 2 straight wins. Feeling a lot better, but talk of the town right now is this trade deadline. How we feeling, bro?
Bro, I'd be feeling better right now if we were breaking down some trade news.
Yeah.
But I do think the Ravens are going to pull the trigger on something. I'd like to think they have something kind of big in the works right now with the Jaire Alexander trade, the cap that was opened up, and kind of a look around the AFC, man. I feel like the Ravens have as good a shot as anybody right now. But yeah, man, I'm feeling good. Feels good to get another win. Lamar Jackson's back. Patrick Ricard, the offense, bro, they're rolling. The defense is looking better than it has all season. So I'm really excited, man. I'm feeling great about our Baltimore Ravens. We have a pretty favorable schedule upcoming, and I'm really liking how it's looking right now.
Yeah, me too, man. If we make a move, I will not be very happy if we don't make any move. And honestly, I'd be really shocked because we have a little over 16 million in cap space right now. Can you remember a time where we had that much cap space in going into week 10?
No, we normally have like 200,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we don't even have a million, and we have 16 million. So I would be floored. I would be surprised if the Ravens didn't pull a move. I know Eric DeCosta is trying. I know he's calling. I mean, 5 out of the 7 years Eric DeCosta has been the general manager, dude has been pulling trades at the deadline. He likes to.
Yeah.
Especially players that are going to be free agents that can get you a comp pick right back anyways. He's going to pull the trigger. He's a smart general manager. He knows how to play the system. Him and Howie Roseman of the Eagles are, in my opinion, the best in the business at pulling off these type of trades. But here's the thing. Let's talk about some of the guys they've traded for, right?
Yep.
They pulled the trigger for a second-round pick. That's the most they've ever given up that I can remember under the Eric DeCosta regime, right? That was for Roquan Smith. That trade turned out pretty well. He helped turn around the Baltimore Ravens defense, a true leader. You can talk about his play fluctuating here and there, but overall, great trade, right? We've had a third. I think we sent a third-round pick for Unique Ngakoue a few years ago.
Yeah,
and a fifth. That one didn't pan out, right? But at the time, it was like super hyped up. He was one of the better edge rushers in the league. We traded last year for Deontay Johnson. Didn't work out. A year before that, the year the Ravens were in the AFC Championship versus the Kansas City Chiefs, Eric DeCosta, he had actually a trade in place for Derrick Henry. And obviously the Titans ownership, they vetoed it. They thought he was too valuable to the franchise, and then he ended up signing in free agency the next year. But, Calais Campbell, Marcus Peters, we can go down the line. Eric DeCosta likes to make his trades at the deadline. I know he's making phone calls, but it's going to be a matter of like right player, right price. That is him and, Ozzie Newsome's, who he sat under. That's the motto. That's their mentality, is right player, right price. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think a move has to be coming. I don't know exactly who it's going to be. I got big old dreams I've been talking about with Quinnen Williams. We spoke about him a few times on the show. You said we should pony up a first. All those sources are saying they're only asking for a second. And
I'd give up a first, bro.
Yeah,
there's 2 players I'd give up. There's a couple of players I'd give up a first for. We can get into those later, but bro, Quinnen Williams would rock my socks, man.
Dude, me too, man. And I really believe that obviously we don't know the Madubuike thing. As we've said many times, it's a super unknown long-term, but Travis Jones, free agent, right? So even if Madubuike comes back and you make a trade for Quinnen Williams, maybe then you just don't pay Travis Jones and you got Madubuike and Quinnen Williams next year.
Yeah.
So I just don't see the downside.
Either way.
Yeah. Like either way, you're good. Or Madubuike is out long term, and then you got Quinnen Williams. You could pay Travis if you want, or draft someone else or whatever. But this moves mountains for me. Getting that type of interior pressure, and he's the best run stopping D tackle in the entire NFL.
Yeah, he's just a beast. He's just an overall,
and he's young. This would be someone we extend and keep for a long time. if Matabike's out for a while, this is that Matabike deal, the replacement kind of. So
Yeah.
I just think this is a home run, but I've been talking about that endlessly. So I mean, there are other guys out there. I really don't care who it is as long as it's a splash play, splash trade that is going to move the needle. You know, if we're just sending a sixth for Calais or something, if that's all we do, I'm going to be disappointed. I just think we have too much cap room. We just traded away. You mentioned earlier, we just traded away Jaire, and I know he wasn't playing much, so I get it. But I don't know if you heard Harbaugh's press conference today when they asked about the Jaire, like his thoughts on the Jaire Alexander trade. The reporter asked it in a way where he was kind of leading the question, like, did you trade Jaire just to, you know, get him some more playing time because there wasn't an avenue for playing time here? And Harbaugh's like, no, it wasn't really about that. It was about the trade deadline. And we are, you know, strategizing. So like, you cleared $2 million in cap room. You got a 6th round pick this year. You gave up next year's 7th. But the 6th round pick's like whatever, right? Like, I mean, that's not, man. That's not moving it.
Hit on a 6th round pick.
Yeah, and we got 5 5th rounders, right?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, come on, brother. Like, we don't need 5 5th rounders and a 6th round pick. And I think you could trade some of those 5ths for a veteran like a Calais or you know, we see talk about Zeitler, and there's like a veteran, an older veteran that doesn't have a long lifespan that can help you right now. You can trade some of those later picks, but you got to part with a 2 or 3 to make a splash move. I mean, the Eagles just traded for Jalen Phillips for a 3rd round pick.
That was one of the dudes I really, really wanted, man. Absolutely. Bro, before I even say the next thing, I just got to acknowledge this one comment. David's MNGJE, he says, ain't gonna lie, I didn't know there was 2 of you. I really thought you were the same person.
Dude, I've heard that. I've seen some comments call me Noah. And
I have too, bro. A few years ago, people would say Bobby, like they would get me and him. I was like, bro, we don't even look alike. But me and you, I could see like we have some, you know, we're both white dudes with a black beard, like But bro, if you would have told me, actually, I'm gonna ask you it this way: if I would have told you in week 1 before we strapped up against them Buffalo Bills, right? If I would have said, hey, by week 8, we're actually not going to have Dafe Owe or Jaire Alexander on our football team, we're going to trade them away, what would your reaction have been?
The Dafe Owe win wouldn't have blown me away just because I never thought we were going to re-sign him. Jaire, I would have been shocked. But that's because I had such high expectations. I mean, I think we all did in the offseason. We were like bamboozled by training camp clips and all the players hyping him up. Like Zach Orr's like, hey, looks like the number 1 corner, Jaire. Like I'm hearing like all these positive things. And maybe it was like the knee procedure that he got. What was that? Early August, like middle of training camp or whatever. He had that knee procedure,
cleanup or
and
drainage or whatever. Yeah.
That kind of took that momentum away. And then it just seemed like he, you know, obviously the Buffalo game was a struggle and it just seemed like he couldn't gain the coach's confidence, I guess. You know, I mean, I don't know. The fact that he only got traded for a 6th and he's been a healthy scratch tells me that his game just not there right now.
Yeah, I think so too, man. But I know I would have been shocked. I would have been shocked for both of them just because I would have said, hey, man, those 2 guys are going to be such key factors on our defense. Like, you know, Dafe Owe, he's going to be, you know, breaking out in a contract year. Bro had 10 sacks last year. He's about to have 12 or 15 this year.
He might in LA.
Like, bro, he could, but you know, that would have been my thoughts. I'd have been like, no, the Ravens are going on a Super Bowl run. Of course, they're going to need their top edge rusher. Dafe Owe was the top edge rusher heading into the season. I'd be like, there's no way he's gone. And then I would have said, well, Jaire Alexander is going to be your number 1 or number 2 corner, so he's not going to be traded. But the fact that both of those are gone is kind of crazy. And then the fact that Alohi Gilman suddenly, like we were saying earlier, like it's a win-win, right? For the Ravens shipping off Owe, he wasn't having as much of an impact with the Ravens. Not that he was playing bad, but he had 0 sacks. He wasn't showing up on the stat sheet. And the Ravens weren't generating a whole lot of pass rush. And they were struggling. They were giving up a lot of plays. Pass defense was worse in the league. Suddenly they trade for Alohi Gilman. Alohi Gilman's playing some of the best football he's ever played, even better than when he was with the Chargers, and you're seeing him like force fumbles, against Miami, and then Odafe always playing better than he was in Baltimore. So it's kind of a win-win for both organizations. They've both been very beneficial, but we have a couple of supers as well, man.
Pull them up. Yep, let's get it. Shout out to Gold Lion, OG Kevin Zeitler, Bradley Chubb. Yeah, dude, I'd love it. Get somebody to get to the quarterback, and Zeitler would be super cheap. We could trade that 6 we just got probably. Like I don't think that's going to cost much. I don't even know how much Chubb would cost at this point. He's got a little bit of a contract too. So
they might just want to unload the contract.
They should be. I mean, I think that's what the Dolphins are doing. I saw Minka's available. Not that I don't think we should do that. I'm just saying Jalen Phillips was obviously available. He already got traded. Chubb's probably available. Like the Dolphins just fired their GM and they're selling. They're going a different direction. So 100% I'd like Bradley Chubb. I think that's a move. Zeitler is solid. We know what he brings. Injury concerns, I guess. But if you're only giving up a 6, who cares? We just said, like, we got 5 5th rounds and a 6th round. We don't need that many late picks, man. There's not going to be that many guys playing. So let's ship some away, fill some holes, some smaller holes with some veterans, and then make one big splash, which in this scenario would be Chubb. What do you think about Chubb, though?
Yeah, if the Ravens pulled that move, they grabbed both of those guys, I'd be pretty fired up about that, because that would be bolstering the offense and also the defense at the same time. Now, if it was just Zeitler, I'd be like, that's not enough for me, But if it was just Chubb, I'd be like, all right, like the Ravens are being serious. But if it was both of those guys, I'd be like pretty fired up about that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Next one, Diehard Eddie, appreciate you. We love our guys. Laugh out loud. Mofo's getting complacent, sad. You talking about like the Ravens saying they love their guys. I mean, I think you always got to show confidence to your players. Like, even if, in their mind, they might not, you're not going to publicly out them. So I hear what you're saying with that, but my mind always goes to like what coach is about to just fry their player in a press conference. So I think that's why they always say, I love the guys, but definitely some guys in the doghouse are not playing. But hopefully we're not being complacent, man. If we don't make a move, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, I mean, we can't be complacent. We have too much cap room, too much draft capital, and a hot team that is starting to get momentum here. Let's fill the holes.
Absolutely, man. And, we do have to acknowledge the fact that, like, with the guys the Ravens do have right now, right? They held the Rams to 17. They held the Bears to 16. Neither one of those offenses are bad offenses. Those are both top half of the league type of offenses. And then the Dolphins to 6. So that's since the Alohi Gilman trade, right? And moving Kyle Hamilton around. So it's not like they're even wrong for saying like they like their guys after these last 3 weeks. Now, if I was hearing that, 3 weeks before that, when they gave up 44 to the Texans, 37 to the Chiefs, and 38 to the Lions, I'd have been like, no, you really don't like your guys. But the last 3 weeks have been encouraging. I still think they need more if they want to be true contenders. But do I think they'll make the playoffs if they don't make a big splash? Yeah, I do.
Me too.
I think they're only 2 games behind the Steelers. They have 2 games with them still, and they have a much easier schedule than Pittsburgh. And they're really getting hot on defense, and we know what Lamar and Henry are going to do on offense. So, I think they'll still make the playoffs if they don't make a big splash. However, if they want to, like, do something in the playoffs, I think they need more.
Yeah, I completely agree. If you're competing with those top teams in the playoffs, going against talented fronts, I think we're too weak on both sides of the ball, defensive and offensive lines. So, I mean, 100% need a splash. We got one more super chat here. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead, appreciate you with the 5. I would not mind if the Ravens traded Justice Hill, which would solidify Keaton Mitchell as the number 2 back behind Derrick Henry. Yeah, I mean, I'm not against this either. We got Rasheen Ali for depth. I think Keaton's been playing more and more, which the Ravens seem to be hesitant to go away from Justice Hill earlier, but I don't think they're as hesitant right now. I don't know what we're kind of buying low at Justice Hill right now. So I don't know, like, it'd be good value for the other team, probably not good value for us, just because I don't think Justice Hill's gonna, like, what would you even be able to get for him? You'd have to really attach a pick, and the pick would carry the most of the weight in that trade. But if that's what moves the needle to get something done, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Bro, for someone that want to trade for Justice Hill, to be honest, you'd probably have to trade like 7th round picks.
Yeah.
Like they
That's
would
what I
have
mean.
to
Yeah,
be
the value's not there.
like they'd be picking at like 250 or I don't know, let's just say 200. And we're picking a few spots behind and we swap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah.
wouldn't a team's not going to give up capital for Justice Hill at this point. He's not really a needle mover in my opinion, like what he's put on tape this year. Last year he might have gotten a 7th round pick
Yep.
by itself or something like that, but he really hasn't shown us much this year, for being honest.
Yeah, no, I agree. But like we said, if that's what gets the trade done and we're packaging it with a third or something, yeah, send them out, man. I'm good with it. Going over to the division, what you were just talking about too. Yeah, we have moved into second officially. I know it's still early here, but 2 games outside of first place. And that is also 2 games outside of the playoffs too. I got the AFC standings here as well. We're
Right.
2 games outside of the playoffs. The Chiefs aren't even in the playoffs right now either. The Jaguars. Look at these teams, man. And maybe it's a weird year, but like to me, I just think that a lot of these top teams, I wouldn't call them frauds. They're having great years, but I do think it gets a lot more jumbled up. I just am looking at like the Colts, how they just played against Pittsburgh, the Patriots, the Broncos. To me, they're like overachieving a little, and it's not a negative towards their team. I just really think like when the dust settles at the end of the year, you're going to start to see the Bills up there and the Chiefs are going to be in the playoffs. They're not in the playoffs right now. The Ravens and Chiefs aren't in the playoffs right now. So like, I really think this kind of smushes and gets a lot more messy and like evens out. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Too. Yeah, man. I think the Patriots and the Colts have had the hardest schedules. Neither one of them were first team. We're playing a first team, first place schedule. You know what I'm saying? The Broncos, I think the Broncos are the real deal. I think Sean Payton is really an awesome head coach, and they find a way to win. Their offense, Bo Nix is playing good. They got Cortland Sutton. They got J.K. Dobbins. And their defense really knows how to get after the quarterback. And they got a nice secondary as well. So, but yeah, man, if you would have told me again, like earlier when I asked if you would have said that the Ravens wouldn't have Jaire Alexander and Odafe Owe on their roster, like if you would have told me that Buffalo was sitting in a wild card spot behind the Patriots in their own division, and that the Broncos were ahead of the Chiefs in their own division, and that the Ravens and the Chiefs weren't even in the playoff picture, I'd have been like, bro, you're out of your mind. Like I'd have been like, no, like the Chiefs and the Ravens were both in the divisional, and the Chiefs were in the stinking AFC Championship and then Super Bowl, right? But here's the thing, man. This is why I'm saying I think the AFC is so wide open. Like, if I'm being 100% honest, I know what we've done. I know we've lost 5 games. We can talk about why, but what have the Ravens done lately and why they're a good team? Here's the thing, man. I'm not scared of the Colts and Daniel Jones. I'm not scared of the Patriots. I'm not scared of the Broncos. I'm not scared of the Steelers. I'm not scared of the Buffalo Bills. I'm not scared of the Chargers. I'm not scared of the Jags. Like all the teams that are in front of the Ravens right now, the team I'm honestly most concerned about is the Chiefs, just because they can't beat the Chiefs for whatever reason. But I watched them beat the brakes off of Buffalo last year in the regular season, and then move the ball up and down the field on them in the playoffs. And if it wasn't for like 3 turnovers and a dropped 2-point conversion, like you win that game on the road, right? And then even playing them again in week 1, you're up 40-25 in the fourth quarter. You were dominating that football game and let a historic come back with 4 minutes left. So like, really, I think the AFC is so wide open this year. And I think the Ravens are still true contenders, but they do need to make another splash up front.
Yeah. 100%, man. Yeah. And, we've talked about it for the last few weeks, every Monday, that our schedule is so favorable. And we got, kind of a tougher game compared to like the Dolphins, I think, in the Vikings this week. They had a great game against the Lions. So I wouldn't say it's like the easiest thing in the world, but who's saying that the Vikings are better than the Ravens right now? I really believe with how we're playing with Lamar Jackson being back that, I think even the betting odds have us 3.5 or 4, which isn't as heavy of a spread as it's been. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't see us losing a game like that. What are you thinking about this immediate matchup this week against the Vikings? I know it's kind of a week away here, but what are your early thoughts?
Blowout.
Ravens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just feel that way, man, because I was looking at it, right? The Vikings have a bottom half of the league run defense. Okay, they got a top 10 pass defense, and they're middle of the pack in points per game allowed, but they don't have a great run defense. And with Patrick Ricard back, and with Derrick Henry and Keaton Mitchell, and Lamar, I think the Ravens will be running the ball early and often. And I think once these weapons get rolling, bro, like you saw Bateman getting involved. Like you see Isaiah Likely starting to get rolling. And I think the Vikings will put up some points, maybe 14, 17, that range. If we can hold the Rams to 17, I know we can certainly hold the Vikings to 17. Yep. So I think the Ravens will put up 30-plus points as they normally do when Lamar Jackson's on the field, and we'll hold them under 17. So I'm thinking we have a nice win. Even if it starts off a little close, I think the Ravens will pull away because they're the better team, as long as they stay turnover free. That's the big key, man. That's how the Ravens can lose, like we were just talking about with the Bills. But I'm pretty confident about the game against the Vikings. I really am, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident in a win too. I mean, I don't know. I could see like a 30-17 if that's a blowout. Yeah, I could see that. I think the Ravens are playing the right way right now. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like that for the majority of the season so far. That defensive turnaround is big. Now, I don't think all the holes are filled. We've talked about earlier in this episode. We definitely got to make trades. But that's not. And I agree with what you said earlier, actually. If we didn't make a single move, I'm going to be pissed. And I won't honestly believe that we're going to win the Super Bowl. But I do still think, regardless, with this current team, as long as we can stay healthy or have our big guys stay healthy, that we will make the playoffs and win the division. I think we're that good. It's just, are we going to make a move to get over the hump? You know what I mean? So that's the real question right now. Appreciate everybody tuning in right now. We almost had 500 viewers. That's insane. I think it's the biggest live so far. We got another super chat from Cam Rue. Appreciate
Shout
you.
out to Cam Rue, man.
We have 10 O linemen on the 53, trade 68 and 77. So 68, so no boom, and then Fa'alele. What are your thoughts on shipping any linemen out? I agree we need to add a lineman. What do you think about shipping them? Will they have enough value to even move anything?
I don't think a team would want to trade for Falele, that's for sure. Teams might have interest in Noteboom, just because he's been around the league. He's been pretty versatile and has played solid, coming in behind Ronnie Stanley, and he's got some history. But yeah, man, I think we need as much offensive line depth as possible. But I do, I'm still waiting. I'm holding out hope that Emory Jones takes over for Falele at some point, or if we got to see 66 instead of 77, I wouldn't be mad at that either. But if that is one area, like we got from the super chat earlier, we like our guys. They like their guys on that offensive line. I don't get it, man. Me and you probably, I know I disagree. I don't know about you, but I'd like to see a change at right guard, man.
Yeah, I'm not sitting there watching Emory in practice. So I don't know. That's the only thing is I don't know if the replacements on the roster are a quality replacement, but I am seeking change. Absolutely. I think we can upgrade. Yeah. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that we went so cheap on both guard positions, got value deals basically. Voorhees was, hurt at the combine, redshirted for a year, ended up getting him as a late draft pick. Fa'alele was a project right tackle that we moved into right guard. No guard experience ever, not a lot of football experience, and it shows, you know what I mean? So I think that's where the mistake is. I'm not sure if we got the guy on the roster, so I'd like to go make a trade to potentially do it. But I echo your feelings with replacing and upgrading a guard. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Ryan gulping the purple Kool-Aid and snorting hopium. So I didn't say we're winning the Super Bowl, but I am confused by this comment when it comes to like turning the season around. You really think we suck right now?
I think he's a Steelers fan, bro.
Oh, for real? All right. Well, then
yeah, I saw some earlier comments. He was talking about something with Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, he said Kyle Hamilton is a dirty player.
All right. Or he's being negative. But I was confused, man, because I'm telling you, yeah, absolutely, I'm confident. And I don't think I'm snorting hopium either. I really believe with what we're seeing right now from these last few weeks that the Ravens are more than capable of turning this season around. Winning a Super
earlier
Bowl,
he said Minnesota's going to put a huge nail in y'all's coffin.
He's just talking trash.
He said Patrick Queen had his best game as a Steeler yesterday. Yeah,
I'm
man.
good on that.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I can't wait to play Pittsburgh and beat up on old Aaron Rodgers.
Well, we just made a trade.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, Ravens are trading for Titans edge Draymond Jones.
Okay.
Sending a conditional 5th rounder that could possibly become a 4th rounder.
Heck yeah, dude. Okay. Cole Jackson said earlier, he said Draymond Jones is the play. Get it done.
It's done.
Done.
It is done. It is done. Here, let me share my screen here and see if we
find out some more.
Yeah. That's what I was going to look up. I don't think that's the only move, though, but it's a start.
No, I don't think so, but that's definitely some reinforcement on that defensive line. So he's got – my brother has 4.5 sacks this year.
Yeah.
My brother has, I said again, 4.5 sacks this year. That is more sacks than anyone on the Baltimore Ravens roster right now. He had a sack and a half against the Chargers. He had a sack against the Colts, a sack against the Patriots, and a sack against the Raiders. He's coming off of 4 consecutive games with sacks. He's a big 28-year-old, 280-pound defensive lineman for the Tennessee Titans. Outside linebacker. So, and yeah, dude. Last year with the Seahawks had 4 sacks. The Broncos in 2022 had 6.5 sacks. So this is a productive football player, man. And the fact that it's a conditional 5th.
Yeah, it could upgrade to a 4th. Who cares? That's why I said part with these 5ths, man. You know what I mean? We're adding depth. We're adding depth to the room here for not a lot. Now, like I said, this can't be the only move, but it is a start. It is a start.
Yeah.
Where is let me get the stats here. I'm not going on X here. And Carl Lawson is also going to probably play this week.
Yeah.
So we're adding some depth there with losing Owe and Tavius Robinson. Yeah. I mean,
bro, and the good news too is that he can kick inside as well. So, you know, when Tavius Robinson comes back, or if Carl Lawson is showing some good things, this is a dude that can rush as a 5-tech or a 3-tech as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, he's been pretty consistent every year. So, I mean, first year was 2019, 3.5 sacks, 6.5 sacks, 5.5 sacks, 6.5 sacks, spent 4 years with the Broncos, went to the Seahawks, 4.5 sacks, 4 sacks. And then this year already with the Titans, 4.5 sacks.
Well, how old is he? He's 28.
Okay. Prime.
He's not. He's in his prime. He really is. I mean, defensive linemen, edge players at 28 are really doing their thing. It's just crazy because it's not just like 4.5 sacks on the season, which is true. It's the fact that he literally has 4.5 sacks in the last 4 games.
Yeah, no, 100%. He's producing right now and has produced every year. I mean, like, 100%, man. Do you think that blocks? You think this is and Carl Lawson, or does that affect Carl Lawson being activated in any way?
I couldn't tell you, bro, because John Harbaugh from his presser didn't seem like super enthusiastic about Carl.
He said he's ready, but we'll see if we got room. Yeah.
Right. Like, I feel like if he was looking really good, he'd have been like, yeah, he's looking good. Well, we'll have him up. Unless he was just being strategic about not wanting the Vikings to know. But yeah, let's see here. See if we got any more stats for you guys.
Yeah, I'm looking for what's his contract too? Is it expiring or?
So he was a 3rd-round pick from the Broncos in 2019.
6'3", free agent next year. So yeah. So this is
280.
low. This is a low cap hit. I mean, his cap number for the year is 8.5, but we're only paying, the last 8 games here.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing the math right now, but what is it, like 2 million, 3 million? You know what I mean? So it's low.
So they said Jordan Schultz just reported that it's a conditional 5th rounder that could become a 4th rounder in exchange for Draymond Jones. So, yeah, not a lot of trade capital that you're giving up for a starting caliber edge rusher that has 4.5 sacks already on the year.
Yeah, and not a lot of cap room. Like we were talking about earlier, we got a little over 16 million in cap room, but this is going to take, rough estimate, like 3 million off the cap. So I mean, you still are rolling with a lot for a bigger move than this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's got something else up his sleeve, man. We talked about
That was a good call by Cole there.
Yeah. We talked about the Ravens at least making like 2 good moves.
Yeah.
Or like a big splash, right? And I think this is one good move. Like it's not like Quinnen Williams, right? But it is a quality starting outside linebacker for more depth on the defensive line. Like he'll probably start, opposite of Mike Green or Kyle Van Noy. So
yeah, 100%. And we have, I think, another move's coming. I think this is like the tip of the iceberg, because you're still not going to just roll into the rest of the season with 12 million cap room. Like for what? You know what I mean? Like, are you in win now mode? Like if this is one trade, I like this trade and the bigger move. Now we're talking, man. Yeah. And we get to break some trade news during the live. That's what we were talking about earlier today. We were like, dude, you texted me, you were like, I hope we can discuss some kind of trade tonight and not just, hypothetical stuff, which is fun. But
bro, I respect Mavericks, his trash talk, bro. Like I respect that, honestly. He said, y'all literally on life support. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait to play these Steelers, bro. All right, so Sweaty Zeus Gaming, he just sent a super in.
Yeah.
Quick recap on what's being rumored. Well, there was reports today from multiple reporters that the Baltimore Ravens were looking to add on the front, whether it was linebacker, defensive tackle, or edge. We just got breaking news, right, that the Baltimore Ravens traded a conditional 5th-round pick for starting Titans outside linebacker Draymond Jones, who has 4.5 sacks in the last 4 games. He's 6'3", 281-pound edge rusher that's 28 years old in the last year of his deal. So I think solid move by Eric DeCosta. And I think there's probably more coming. I really do, man. And also we had the Baltimore Ravens, like Ryan was just saying, traded away Jaire Alexander to open up salary cap, and they got a 6th-round pick in exchange. So I think the Ravens are still making phone calls, but pretty fired up that we got a trade breaking live during the live stream. Yeah.
No, it's sick, 100%. Sorry, I'm like reading about it and everything. We're usually just rambling about what's going on, but now I'm trying to like figure out, get some more details
Yeah.
on this. And I would show highlights, but we're gonna get copyrighted, so I'm gonna avoid that.
Yeah.
I was looking at some highlights here that are popping up. But yeah, dude, I think this is the perfect start. We talked about how we need someone to edge. I would say this try takes the possibility of adding like a huge edge splash. You know what I mean? So like
Right.
we signed Lawson, there's your veteran, and then also and maybe they don't use him, but I think they'll use both. I do think they'll use both. And then
Yeah.
now you're trading for Draymond Jones, so you're kind of you're beefing up the edge. Now we
Right.
got to look at the interior, and I think that is the big splash. Hopefully,
Yes, I do too. And I think it's also important to note that Tavius Robinson and Adisa Isaac, while they aren't like big time needle movers, they are scheduled to come back at some point in the year. They're not season enders as far as I know. So yeah, if you're like rolling into December and you have Draymond Jones playing good football with Mike Green continuing to get better, Kyle Van Noy, Tavius Robinson, Adisa Isaac, and Carl Lawson, that's not a bad group. So,
yeah.
but I would like to see more in the interior. John Jenkins is playing good football. Travis Jones is playing good football. However, if one of those guys were to get hurt, man, you're in big time trouble. Like you're in big time trouble. CJ Okoye is not playing bad. Broderick Washington's just had an Achilles surgery, and John Harbaugh doesn't have a timeline on him. So I think you need more on defensive tackle. Also, on the super chat, he asked about what's being rumored. It was rumored that the Baltimore Ravens were calling about corners, which is interesting.
Yeah, smoke screen.
You think so?
Yeah, dude, I think so. You just traded away Jaire. I genuinely believe Eric DeCosta doesn't, unless there's an error or a leak somewhere. Yeah. I genuinely believe he does. He never wants to tell anyone the truth. Like I just, when I see that, like all the top reporters, Schultz or Rossini or whoever's tweeting these things out that are like, we're hearing that the Ravens are interested in corners, I just instantly go to smokescreen, unless it made sense, but it just doesn't make sense. Like I was seeing some stuff today that talked about us looking for some interior defensive line or edge help. Obviously that makes sense. I think that's where the holes are, but corners sound like a smokescreen to me. And it was like in the list of like a bunch of other trade rumors. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. If we go all in for a corner, I'm gonna be a little sick. I don't think that's we need to beef up the trenches, both sides.
Yeah.
Like that is how you win games, man.
Dude, I'm actually I'm pretty excited about Draymond Jones.
No, me too. He's producing like 4.5 sacks.
But he's also he plays kind of nasty. Like he's physical, and he's a big dude. I'm looking at some highlights right now.
No, I know. That's why I said I wanted to show him, but I was like, dude, I don't know, man.
We might
risk all the monetization. Go on X or pull up YouTube highlights. But yeah, dude, 100%. And yeah, he can kick inside. I'm literally watching him kick inside multiple times and still handle business. So
Ian Rappaport says Baltimore has been on a little run and is now loading up. Dude, I think it's funny that teams around the league, they are secretly scared of the Baltimore Ravens. Like they're trying to downplay it, like, oh, they're 3-5, they're no good. But then people forget. I think people forget. The Baltimore Ravens the last few years have been one of the best teams in the NFL, and we're favored to win the Super Bowl. And we're trying to write them off. But I think especially people from other fan bases are just hoping that the Baltimore Ravens are done. But me and you both know they're nowhere close to being done, and they're going to be a really scary contender down the stretch, man. I think nobody wants to I'm telling you right now, bro, if the Ravens, got the 7th seed and played like the Broncos or the Patriots or whoever the number 2 seed is, right? That team is not going to want to have Baltimore in the first round of the playoffs, bro.
No, I completely agree, man. I completely agree. And we've been saying that when we were 1-5. There was a lot. We were swimming in negativity, man.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying we were going to win the Super Bowl. I was just talking about turning the season around, becoming, playing good ball, basically. Playing complementary football on both sides of the ball, and defense helping out the offense helping out the defense. Lamar Jackson back. I genuinely believe everything's right in front of them, but we still need to make a bigger splash. I'm telling you, we add this guy and Draymond, things are different.
Bro.
Things are a lot different.
That's what I was going to say, man. Could you imagine if we had Quinnen Williams and Draymond? Like, suddenly the front is completely overhauled.
We're good. Yeah, the defense is good. I'm telling you. That's all we need.
Yeah. And dude, I know like this wouldn't be sexy, but I would still be pretty excited about a Calais Campbell reunion.
Yeah. I would be
playing good football.
No, 100%. I think it adds good depth. I just am like if Matabike is out long term, I think we're absolutely screwed next year. Then we're not going to draft. We're not going to be able to draft a Matabike in year one and have him play at that level, or a Quinnen Williams. Like you can't. It's gonna, even if we got a talent like that, it takes a couple years. Like you got to get into that grown man strength. You got to. It's just. Yeah, I think we got to get the guy now. I really don't think that there's any room for us. And I like Calais. I love Calais. And I think it'd be great depth. I'm just looking at Super Bowl contention and also next year. Yeah. Like
even
Travis
if
Jones free agent.
Yeah. Even if Baltimore added Calais Campbell after now adding Draymond Jones, they would have added 7.5 sacks to their roster just like that. Calais Campbell has 3 on the year, which is more, again, than anyone else on the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep. Yeah. All of a sudden, Draymond Jones is our leading sack guy.
Yep.
He's had 30.5 sacks since 2019. Yeah. I mean, this guy's proven, man. He's played inside and outside. Great addition. Great addition, especially with what we're giving up. A 5th round pick. We got 5 of them. I'm stoked about it. Just also, and I don't want to just like brush over it either, but I'm also still like waiting for that shocking big move that I'm like, okay, the needle has been moved. You know what I mean?
Yep. I'm right there with you, man.
Appreciate all you guys tuning in, man. We got over 700 right now. Insane. Whoa. Yeah, dude. Pretty sick. You guys are supporting, man. Hold on. We got another super chat here. Appreciate you, Ray Sports. Got to add Zeitler and Calais Campbell. Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about those guys. I think those are both solid veteran additions. I'm still I want to swing bigger. Not that I don't want those guys. It's more Zeitler. I don't think we're going to swing that big on the offensive line. So I think Zeitler would be a smart move for a 6th or 5th round pick. And I'm not mad at Calais. I just want to swing bigger. That's
I hear you. I'm just saying, I'm not going to be upset. Like if the Baltimore Ravens added 2 quality starters to the defense, like in my opinion, like I said, Ryan, like the last 3 weeks, right? Against the Rams, against the Bears, against the Dolphins, you've given up 17, 10, and 3, right? And the defense has been monumentally different since the trading for Lohi Gilman. And then now suddenly you're adding a proven edge rusher who already has 4 sacks this year. And then if you added another like solid defensive tackle, even if it's not a star, I do think the Ravens would be true contenders. Obviously, like my inner fan, I want Quinnen Williams, bro, or I want Jeffrey Simmons, or I want Max Crosby, or like but I don't know how much the Ravens like want to give up those early round picks, like those seconds, those firsts, those. Bro, could you imagine? I know it's an in division rival, but the Bengals are taking phone calls for Trey Hendrickson right now. That would fire me up, man. Like
it would.
Trey Hendrickson and Draymond.
Yeah, and then we'd have to bump Lawson would be not playing then. I would imagine. That's why I genuinely think the Ravens are done at edge. I think these were the moves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like Draymond Jones.
Yeah,
get Tavius back at some point in the year.
I think that's the moves for edge, and obviously Draymond's the big one out of those additions. And then now we gotta beef up the interior, man, on both sides. And Samuel Moore here with another super chat. Appreciate you, man. Good. Get a guard in Williams from the Jets, and we good. Yeah, 100%. That's what I mean. I think the only holes right now, guard. We can definitely upgrade at guard. Everyone knows that. And getting a splash like Quinnen Williams or Jeffrey Simmons. I just keep saying Quinnen because I have seen that he's available. And it's just sources. Who knows? But I'm just saying, like, there has been multiple reports from big insiders that are saying, hey, the Jets are willing to part with Quinnen. He also wants out, and they're seeking a second-round pick. That's why I'm like, do it. You know what I mean?
You know how I feel, bro. I would have given up a first for Quinnen. I think he's that good, man. He's a star. I mean, he's like a legit building block for a defense. Like, he's a stud.
And we're good for years.
Rusher. Exactly. He's young, but a lot of people that are just now joining the chat, they're asking our thoughts on Draymond. So Draymond, me and Ryan are both very excited about the trade. We'd like to see something else as well, like we're talking about. But the fact that he has this type of production and he's coming off 4 games with sacks, with 4.5 sacks, 28 years old, could factor in the future. And you only gave up a conditional 5th-round pick that could possibly be a 4th if they meet the conditions. And if he meets the conditions, right, you're not upset about it becoming a 4th-round pick. Plus, the Ravens still have plenty of picks, and they still got salary cap. He, like I said, he's 28 years old and in the prime of his career. He's got versatility where he can rush as a 5-tech or 3-tech on pass rushing downs, and is also big and strong enough to hold up against the run. Cole Jackson says Dre Jones helps the situation, but to truly be moved, it's going to take a major investment on the interior, in my opinion. He says Quinnen Williams would be a really nice addition with the power profiles you have in Lawson and Jones plus Green and Kyle Van Noy. It would move the needle, in my opinion.
Boom.
So
that's what we've been saying, man. I mean, Quinnen Williams solves all those issues that we've had and gives us exactly what we need, along with the Draymond Jones. I'm not downplaying this. I like this addition a lot.
Yeah,
he's very productive, man. Like, you want to see somebody that's producing. We literally just replaced Owe, and I actually think he's a little bit more versatile because he's really got some experience playing inside as well. So I think we're going to be able to do a variety of things with Jones. And would this be this might be a rental, but I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, you're only giving up a bit. Yeah.
You know, if the Ravens like how he plays and they want to bring him back, they could definitely do it.
Yeah.
Especially they're probably, if he plays good football with the Ravens, I'd be surprised if they didn't want to bring him back, because look at the edge room. Like, Kyle Van Noy might not be around. And then you got basically Mike Green, you got Adisa Isaac, some young guys, but it would be nice to have a proven veteran. The Ravens like their vets at the edge position. So could be a 1-year rental, could bring him back. But I'm seeing something here. It says the salary cap's only $1.265 million. So he says EDC still has room for one big or 2 decent moves. This should not be the last one if we are serious about a run. I agree. But the good news is they're adding. Like, they just got better. Like, we can't overlook the fact that the Baltimore Ravens were already playing much better on defense the last 3 weeks, and they just got even better. I'm seeing some snap alignments. So he has 404 snaps. 194 of those are at left outside linebacker, 157 at right outside linebacker. So that's great, Ryan, that he has versatility to go on both sides. Some dudes only go on one or the other. Right end, left end, he's got snaps at both of those positions as well. So he can rush and from different spots.
Yeah,
that's good, man. Versatile.
Yep. Yeah, great addition, man.
He had a sack and a half, 4 tackles, 4 quarterback hits, and a tackle for loss in his last game. So, yeah.
I like it. I like
it too.
We got a couple other super chats here. Let's get to those. Shout out to Corn Pop. Appreciate you with the 5. I want us to get Emory Jones in the lineup and maybe a guy like Jeffrey Simmons or Quinnen Williams. Yeah, 100%. I don't know where Emory's at. I love his college tape, but I mean, we haven't seen anything of him. So if he's ready, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to upgrade. We could definitely upgrade. And I like what he brings. I loved his mentality in college, play style, just plays aggressive and nasty. Like that's the kind of lineman we want. Somebody that's just going to get physical and play pissed off and not,
Right.
Get your hands outside and dance around.
And I think it's a nice compliment to like Mike Green, who has a lot of the arsenal, like he can bend around the edge. He's got the speed rush. And then a big physical dude like Draymond who can really push pocket and bull rush, but then also he mixes in his spin moves as well. But Draymond, check this out, bro. The Ravens leader in pressures this year is Travis Jones, who has 14 pressures. Draymond Jones has 19 pressures. So,
yeah, I mean, he's our best edge guy all of a sudden.
Not just our best edge guy, but our best pass rusher, as far as pressure numbers. And he probably has less snaps than Travis Jones, if we're being honest. So, I don't know. I have to look that up. But 19 pressures and 5 sacks. Yeah. Let's go, man.
I like it, man. No, 100%. Another one from Corn Pop. Appreciate you with the 2. Or a huge addition like Max Crosby at first, probably. Yeah, that would cost a lot. Obviously, I would. That'd be a dream. I don't think the Raiders are going to part with him, but that would absolutely be a dream. I think the next move's got to be interior, though.
I do too. Yeah, I don't think John Jenkins and Travis Jones is enough to get through the rest of the season. Like they'd have to be taking a lot of snaps and be fully healthy. Like, in my opinion, like you said, man, they need another defensive tackle. I'd be interested in Shelby Harris too. Browns. So he was could be available.
The in the division trades, I feel like are always like less likely. They almost make you overpay a little bit.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, if the Browns are selling, I'd be all over that too. I mean, if we're not getting Quinnen,
yeah. Someone put it this way with how the draft capital kind of worked out. They said, so basically we swapped Odafe Owe for Alohi Gilman and Draymond Jones so far. That's well said. That's well said. Because we got draft capital for Owe, right? And we got Alohi Gilman. And then we also get Draymond.
Yeah,
so
100%. Would you say what was the exact salary, Noah? 1 point what?
1.26.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
Not bad, and it probably is a rental unless they love him and want to extend him. But that's fine. We don't need that many 5th round picks. This definitely shows win now mode. You know what I mean? Like you're not being complacent when you give up a 5th for an expiring guy. You're trying to get production immediately. So this is a good start. This is a good start. I think what do we have? 1.2. So we still got 14.5-ish million in cap space.
Yeah, we still got big time monies.
Come on. Like this is not it.
It's not, bro. It's not, bro. It's not, bro. Maybe we'll get another one before the last 7 minutes of the chat. That'd be kind of crazy, but they still got tomorrow as well. Someone said, hear me out, Christian Wilkins. Bro, there's no way the Baltimore Ravens are bringing him in. They're not bringing in Jeffrey Simmons either because he spit in Marciano's face, plus the Titans are not interested in trading him.
Well, and he probably would have been involved in this move. We just traded with the Titans.
Yeah. Someone said Sexy Dexy. That's another dude.
Dexter?
I would.
Yeah, dude.
Either Dexter Lawrence, Quinnen Williams.
Yeah.
You never know. There could be another dude out there that's just not like sometimes you see the ones come out of nowhere where you're like, whoa, that name wasn't even on the radar.
Yep.
Like you remember when the Ravens traded Hollywood Brown that night, bro?
Yeah, draft
we were
night.
Like, what?
Yeah, no one saw it coming. That's why I said Eric DeCosta operates in silence majority of the time. So when I see sources reporting Ravens are interested in this guy, I literally just like questioning it immediately. Yeah. That's what
I'm pretty sure the Calais Campbell one came out of nowhere too.
Oh yeah,
when they traded for him from the Jags. I'm trying to remember if the Yannick Ngakoue, if he was a guy on the radar. Marcus Peters, I don't think he was on the radar. There was some ones where you all of a sudden it just happened. You're like, whoa. Just like Owe, like, nope, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. You think we could get Zeitler for a 7th? Yeah, I think probably 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
It wouldn't cost much at all. We just traded Jaire for a 6th. Send that 6th for Zeitler. Immediate upgrade.
The only thing is like, I don't know if the Titans would want to like put their rookie quarterback.
That's true.
Position.
And my argument about not Simmons being involved in this deal, we just traded with the Titans. So maybe like if we were going to do something like that, Zeitler would have been involved in this. You know what I mean? Like Draymond Jones was on the Titans. So what, you know what I mean? Unless you just do another one tomorrow, but like it does seem a little less likely just because we just did a deal with the Titans and they weren't involved.
Yeah. Bro, I saw the Packers lost their tight end for the year.
Yeah, Kraft.
And I saw someone say like, Mark, you're a Packer.
right on point here with Corn Pop.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, he's basically saying that. He said, what do you think about trading Mark Andrews?
Yeah, bro. Who's let's see if there's anyone.
I'd take Gary. Rashawn Gary, I think, is leading their not that would be a straight up. We'd have to attach a pick for sure.
I think there was rumors about Kingsley and Nagbari. I messed that up, but one of their like he's a rotational edge rusher and he's kind of on the outside looking in. He's not starting now that they traded for Micah Parsons. But he was starting before the Micah Parsons trade. He's an edge rusher. But I'm trying to see if they have any like defensive tackles that we could trade. If we traded
Wyatt, is Wyatt their D tackle?
Wyatt. He was the guy out of Georgia.
Yeah, years ago.
I don't see them parting ways with any of their key starters.
Right. And it would be aggressive. Like we'd have to attach the pick. I mean, Mark Andrews is also an expiring contract and so would give them some win now ability, but they're not going to give up one of their key defensive players for Mark alone. I think the draft pick that we'd give up would have to be more than, more weight in that situation.
Yeah.
But I'm open to it. I mean, Mark's also playing good right now. Like I think our offense gets a tiny bit worse if Mark just leaves, or maybe not if Likely's really steps into that role, but just off current usage. And, there's always that connection with Lamar and Mark too, man. Like a lot of people are hard on Mark, but Lamar loves him. Like it is, they got drafted together in the same class. They've always had chemistry. Lamar loves Mark Andrews. So like, I don't know if he would want that.
That's true, bro. And the other thing is even if like Mark Andrews isn't as explosive as they used to be, where, you remember with Mark, bro, like a few years ago, he would pick up those like 25, 30-yard chunks, like those seam routes, really explosive. And sometimes he would break the long one, He, since the leg injury, I think he's lost maybe a little bit. But like the reality is, bro, is the Baltimore Ravens, he is a beast in the red zone, bro. Like they are a better offense and score more touchdowns when he's on the field. He had 11 touchdowns last year, despite only 673 yards as a tight end. That's still a lot for a tight end. Like 11 touchdowns, and he's already got 4 this year.
He's been solid, that was even,
he's already got 4 this year, which probably leads the Ravens in all receiving touchdowns. Plus the fact that, Lamar missed some of that time. It probably would have had even more touchdowns if Lamar had played in those 4 games he missed. So, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And I see Jello just pointed this out too, but I've been seeing it on X. The pick that we sent to the Titans was the Jets pick previously. So, but we have 5 fifth-round picks. So I guess a lot of our fifth-round picks are from other teams or other situations, but it wasn't even our own pick. Let's part with some more, man. We don't need freaking 4 or 5 fifth-round picks and a 6, 2, 6 or whatever. Like, I'm willing to part with these. That's why this is such a great trade. The Draymond Jones trade is great because we're not giving up anything. And even if it's just a rental, we're in win now mode. This proves it.
Yeah. What if we gave up, let's say a third and Mark Andrews for a Quinnen Williams, or a third and a Mark Andrews for Dexter Lawrence, maybe throw in a sixth with it. You know what I mean?
1,000%.
Like, I don't know, man.
I would do it.
I would too, man.
I know it does hurt the offense a little bit, but I think we can recover. I think our defense would be in a great spot. I don't think we're going to have to part with Mark. I don't know how many people are going to like really want Mark right now, because he was also a rental. Like, most likely whatever team gets him, especially if it was a team like the Packers, they're probably going to keep riding with Kraft. He's a lot younger, once he heals. So like, I don't, Mark's a free agent next year. So whatever, those expiring contracts don't go for much. So I think I'm still kind of in the camp of like, let's just keep Mark and part with a freaking second or third for one of those big guys on the defensive line.
Man. You already know how I feel, bro. I would legit. I'd give up a first for Quinnen. That's how I feel.
That would get it done, I think. I mean, like, it said the Jets were asking for a second, so like, unless it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw the report saying that the Dolphins were seeking a third for Jalen Phillips. I saw that on like Friday or Saturday, and then boom, traded for a third. Like, the teams are kind of they leak information to be like, this is what we want, this guy's available, and then they start fielding a bunch of calls. And I think Quinnen could be available for a second, and it's an absolute no-brainer. We got another one from Corn Pop. Appreciate you, man. You've been racking it up tonight.
Shout out to Corn Pop.
Yeah. Do you think Lamar Jackson would win the MVP if the Ravens go to the playoffs and or win the AFC North? Maybe another AFC Championship appearance too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the MVP's only the
third.
Yeah. Statistically, as long as Lamar doesn't, as long as he finishes the season and plays every game, I think statistically he'll be more than enough. The Ravens' success is going to be what determines that. If we're hot down the stretch, which is very capable, we've seen that before. We've got not off to a 1-5 start, but we've had slow starts, and then we just roll in the second half of the season. And Lamar's won an MVP doing that too. So it's, there's a lot of the way they vote on MVP, especially after last year. We all saw that debacle. Like, the way they're voting on MVP is like most valuable player now, not like the best player, right? Like, Lamar won first team all pro last year, but he didn't win MVP because people were saying that we had too many weapons or whatever. Well, what happened this year? This year is like the perfect full picture. When Lamar wasn't there, we couldn't do a thing, and we were 1-5, and then we turn the season around with Lamar. We go on a hot run. He's the most valuable player.
He is, bro. You're going to see the graphics. If the Ravens are finishing at like 11-6, or maybe even 10-7, 12-5, whatever they finish at. I think especially if the Ravens went on a run and didn't lose, he definitely deserves MVP. But you're going to see the graphics that show without Lamar Jackson this year, 10 points per game or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley helped boost it a little bit, but and then you're going to see with Lamar Jackson. Then the fact, what's he at? What's he at touchdowns right now? 14 to 1 interception.
And he's missed 3
and
games.
He's got the highest passer rating in the NFL right now.
Yeah, come on.
So he could actually break the passer rating record this year, because last year he was close. I think he was top 3. But if he broke the passer rating record and he finished somewhere around 30 touchdowns to maybe say 5 picks or something like that, and the Ravens went on a run, and you saw like what it looked like without Lamar, and plus the fact that a lot of people probably in the media that voted for Lamar Jackson and saw his stats and saw, like, they're gonna say, bro, like, we robbed him last year, like, so yeah, it could be a third MVP for sure.
100%. It's going to depend on the Ravens finishing out the season strong.
He's
I think
6
that's
and
what
odd
comes
right
down
now.
to. Good bet.
By the way, the Ravens are 46% chance to win the division, and the Steelers are at 48. They're like, it's like a 2% difference
until we play.
Yeah, and that'll go a long way. Let's see. Try to remind myself who the Steelers have upcoming. Okay, so they got Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Then they got Bengals, who lit them up last time and won. And they got Bears and Bills. So, yeah, bro. They got Steelers, Bengals, Bears, Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Lions, and then they got Ravens again to finish off the year.
Not easy.
Not
And
easy.
it's really going to come down to like our games. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If we sweep the Steelers, that's massive. So
Yeah.
like, I just think
Even
we're in
if we
control of
split
it.
with
Just
them,
beat the Steelers.
yeah. Even if we
Yeah.
split with them, I still think we'll win the division.
I hope we don't though. I
hope we don't either.
Yeah, dude, I want to sweep. I want a
Yeah.
dominant sweep, and everything in front of them. I see a ton of people coming. You guys probably coming in late talking
Yeah.
about the Draymond Jones trade. We talked about it quite a bit. I think it's a great start, but more to come. We definitely upgraded the edge room, no doubt. But I want interior splash and veteran guard. I think that would complete all the moves and fill a lot of these holes. But I'm not mad about Draymond Jones. I think it's a great start. We're giving up one of our 5 5th-round picks. So, and I don't mean to keep repeating myself. I'm just seeing a million comments floating in there like, we just got Draymond. And I'm like, oh, you guys
I
are coming
repeated
in late.
myself a bunch too.
Yeah.
People are kind of rolling in. So,
yeah. But, yeah, man. Any final thoughts?
no, man. I'm just excited. The Draymond Jones trade is, it's a big deal. Like, I think it's a bigger deal than what people even think. He is now the leading sack producer on the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He has, I'm seeing some stat, databases are showing 4.5 and then others are showing 5. Either way, whether he has 4.5 sacks or he has 5 sacks,
The most on the team.
most on the team, on pace for possibly double-digit sacks. Mike Green has been getting better the last few weeks.
Oh, yeah. All the rookies are improving. Yeah.
Yeah. Malachi Starks had a big game. Kyle Hamilton's a monster, and he's all over the field now. Lohi Gilman had a forced fumble and is playing great football. And the Ravens still have $14 million of salary cap, 13, somewhere around that range. And they still have plenty of draft capital to make another move before tomorrow. But, yeah, someone asked, is Draymond good? Yeah, he is good. He's 28 years old in the prime of his career. He's not TJ Watt. He's not Trey Hendrickson, but
We gave up a 5th.
Yeah, he's the best edge rusher on the Ravens right now.
Yeah, he immediately becomes the best rusher. And he's versatile. We talked about it earlier, but he's played both sides. He can play inside. He played inside earlier in his career. I was watching some highlights. He was coming inside. He was playing inside a lot. So, like, I think immediate upgrade. We're just not done, though. If this was the only move, not enough. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sway the needle to, like, oh, we're winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But if you pair this move with big interior defensive tackle, whether that be a Dexter, Quinnen Williams, whoever, that's a home run. I think that's a great trade deadline. The Ravens have to be that aggressive, though. And I imagine another move is coming because, like you said, 14+ million in cap space. What do you need to hoard the cap for? You know, like it's time.
Yeah, bro. I like the move, and I tell you, I like it even more if the Baltimore Ravens trade for Quinnen Williams or Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, dude.
What are we gonna do, bro? What are we gonna do? We got to do something crazy if the Ravens pull that off, man.
Yeah,
we have to shave our heads for the next lot. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, man, but I'd be pretty fired up.
That'd be so hype, man. No, 100%. The defense would be stacked and not just on paper either. Like dominant defense, man. I'm telling you, getting interior pressure like that, Quinnen Williams and Travis Jones, it's got to happen tomorrow morning.
I mean, they would suddenly like. Here's the reality, Ryan. Like, if the Ravens added Quinnen Williams or Dexter Lawrence, right, or another top-tier defensive tackle, they would suddenly go from like below average defensive front to a top 10 type of front with Travis Jones, Draymond Jones, Quinnen Williams, Mike Green. Suddenly it would be a transformed strength of the team that would really complement the back end.
Yeah,
And
which the back end is talented enough. We just
very,
weren't
very
getting
talented.
pressure, so we have to sacrifice.
Yes.
We're manufacturing pressure because we can't get home with 4. So
Yeah.
like it sacrifices a lot. That's why we're letting up a lot more yards. Some people are like, "Oh, we're bending but don't break." Yeah, we have to because we can't. We got to bring extra pressure. So sometimes you get caught. You know what I mean? Like if you're bringing too many guys, you could get caught. The risk goes way up. But if you have more pressure with 4 guys, you can drop more guys. You're not going to let up as many yards. So if we fix the interior, man, it's gonna be exciting. We got one more from Corn Pop here.
Man, Corn Pop, we
I know,
appreciate the
dude.
love, bro.
Appreciate that. Crazy how Lamar Jackson should have won the MVP last year, and Derrick Henry should have won Offensive Player of the Year, but basically the same stats as Saquon, and is older.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean Lamar
They
definitely
both
should have
got
won.
robbed.
Yeah.
No, I think Saquon.
I'm okay with the Saquon, but like Lamar got robbed.
2000, right?
Yeah, I'm okay with the Saquon, but Derrick Henry was, to his point, like 100 yards below.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like unbelievable seasons. I'm not mad at Saquon. I definitely feel like Lamar got robbed, and
Lamar got major robbed.
Yeah, and like we just talked about, I mean, could you prove any more than this season how valuable Lamar Jackson is to the Ravens? When we didn't have him, there was zero hope. We sucked. Right. And that's with Derrick Henry. And all I heard last year was how Lamar has Derrick Henry and a bunch of weapons, and Josh Allen has no weapons. And that's why he won the MVP. And it's like, dude, we just took Lamar off this year and we couldn't score.
Yeah.
So
you take Lamar off the field and Henry drops to like 2.5 yards a carry, right?
Yeah, because they know we're running. I mean, the Tyler Huntley game was a lot better, but still, Lamar
is. I'm not bashing on Henry. Henry's good, but they complement each other, bro. Like Lamar opens up so much for Henry, and people, like you said, they made it sound like Henry was opening up everything for Lamar, which was just total bogus. Yeah. But it's crazy. Like I don't even know how people made that argument because Derrick Henry had the highest yards per carry of his entire career at the oldest age of his career. And he had some incredible seasons with the Titans, like incredible seasons, but he still had more yards per carry and was having the best year ever with Lamar Jackson. And I don't know how people said that Henry made Lamar whenever it was very obvious that Lamar was already a 2-time MVP and made Henry. So, but anyways, yeah, we've been going for an hour 12.
Yeah, we can hop off. Appreciate all you guys though, man, for real.
Yeah. We love you guys.
Over 800 viewers tonight. I think that's a record for this live.
Man. The Lord blessed us today, Ryan. We literally said, how awesome would it be if we got the trade news? And then it's like,
halfway through,
it happened right there in the middle of the live stream. So we're blessed. We're blessed by all the viewers that are sending in the super chats. And the ones that have maintained the faith and the hope, even with the valleys of the season, man. So, and I really enjoy doing this stream with you, Ryan. I really do.
Yeah, you too, man. Love it.
We, for the ones that haven't heard, we're going live every Monday night. We've only missed one so far this season.
The bye week. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're going to keep rolling all throughout the season, and we'll probably still be linking up throughout the off season at times as well. Yeah. But we linked up one time last year, and I was like, bro, we should do something during the season, and we decided to partner up. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. I love it. No, it's been fun. Appreciate all you guys. And hopefully tomorrow morning we are waking up or early sometime tomorrow. Deadline's at 4. So hopefully at some point tomorrow we are getting some incredible news and that we make some more trades. I think it's coming. I'd be shocked if it doesn't, but we'll be probably making videos and talking about it tomorrow. So appreciate all you guys, and we'll see you next Monday or on our own channels. But have a beautiful rest of your night, and we'll see you next week.